that we have announced multiple times, however, it was unclear. That's one of the things that we are fixing. We don't have place where you can go read all these. What is, for example, 5% slippage? It's one of the fresh issues that yesterday came out. We added on the top of the list. Does everybody hear me right? Okay, good. 5% slippage. We have announced it, since Binance chain opening. However, until yesterday we decided to take it down, that it's the same thing as a slippage. Slippage is a tax. That slippage wasn't documented clearly, therefore we took it down until make it zero until we document it properly, and then it will be not 5% but somewhere up to 5%, somewhere around there. That is the fee that we talked in the previous AMAs that adds, we don't take it personally. It goes directly, adds to the floor price of the token, adds on the liquidity. Then brand dilution, another mistake we did from the past past couple months since Celebrity Soccer League event started and going forward to today. You have seen probably, even if I go to our Twitter channel, Twitter profile, it seems like, if I wouldn't know the company, it seems like it's an entertainment company. That is the brand dilution. That was supposed to be announced from the separate account. That's a Swapp NFT. And going forward, as we agreed with Ian and everybody else, I think we can discuss with the community. I would love to know your opinion, guys, after we finish this presentation. I think those type of things, that's the projects related NFT, should stay on the Swapp NFT account, and anything technical and the related protocol and the Swapp ID and the partnerships, significant partnerships, advisors, or any announcements such of a kind needs to be done through the Swapp protocol. Therefore, that brand dilution mistake also will be fixed going forward, that we are working on the strategizing. Events showing, sometimes you can control what people sharing. Even ourselves, when we share, it needs to have a purpose. We understood that one. We were very, dropping around a lot of pictures, a lot of videos. It looks like team is partying all day long. It seems like that when you look at it from that side. But it's just the event that you are trying to get the partnerships with the well-known people and bring the value to the revenue back to the platform. And there was only one event, but there was a lot of one event in Celebrity Soccer League, and then last event, Jingle Ball event. It was basically just it's a weekend after party. Try to get the exposure more here in Miami because it's one of the places I have seen in the US that it's totally different country. Everybody understands and gets crypto. And from that standpoint, we wanted to have more exposure to get more holders, more users, as well as bring the awareness from the swap standpoint. Lack of company transparency to community. That have been from the first day. We have promised multiple times to fix that one, but we didn't do a good job. Therefore, Ian is here. I'm gonna throw that Ian under the bus. Going forward, you can ask him. He will make the process the way that it will work. And all jokes aside on that angle, but we are trying to right now implementing intercom, and as well as the Q&A section, support FAQ section on the website, where you can search all the, anything answer you need for those questions. And as well as we will make a public internal roadmap overview of the products and other progresses that we use Notion. Through the Notion will be on the coming days. We will be sharing links through that support section. You will be able to see transparently all these things. Restructuring, I will go there. And as a result of the growing pain, and the main reason we approached the consultant advisor and make a change. We understood that these are the things in the company, not only from culture standpoint, at the same time process standpoint, marketing standpoint needs to change. Few changes we have done here. We eliminated basically C-suite positions in the company. And then everybody roles, depending on their strengths and weaknesses, we have reassigned the roles. And going forward, we changed some of people's roles. Previously, you have known Brian was CMO, even was supposed to be head of marketing, but now going forward, his strengths is on the NFT side. We will keep it on the NFT part just as a launch expert or the specialist. Ian will be taking over as a consultant and a marketing strategist. He will implement the best things that he have done with the Apple, with other large companies, as well as the metaverse type of organizations. He will give background on that one to you. Then implementation of new processes and structures. Going forward day by day, you will see different structures we are adding. New things will be announced on the website as well as the Discord channel. And we added now, because we were thrown up a lot of onto us a lot of projects by the celebrities, by a lot of big names, but not all of them make sense. Therefore, we got busy. We really lost our minds on handling these things. Now we put the process in place. Which one will help us to grow the company, will have a direct impact, and additionally, do we want to be related to that person? That kind of criterias, or it's like just one of few of the many criterias we added. Selection of the appropriate projects, not only on NFT, but at the same time tokens and other project standpoint. Team is bringing a lot of positioning the Swapp protocol, especially as a company that it is powering a lot of different legacy industries with his own technology. One of the things at the end about the achievements, we will discuss that part, or last days going on with the decentralized movie production, what you see with the Arabian Camels and Tara movie. Increasing the transparency across the organization, not only with the community, within the company as well. We want to implement the transparent transparency from in the processes. So we don't have to come up and discuss it, but the process will end up resulting in transparency. Endpoint will be the place where the automation, even after the task's completed, community will see the result on the end, at the end on the roadmap, or it will be status pages. Outline team responsibilities. We are clearly defining every team member's responsibilities. It's not like at the beginning, very small team and doing everybody whatever they can to push it forward. Right now it's in the different stage. Therefore, all these takes time to define based on everybody's responsibilities, based on their strengths and weaknesses, and what they want really to do within the company and how they can add value. And I will move forward to give the stage to Ian. I would like him to talk about the marketing initiatives and the rest of the things, and after him I will address other issues. You're welcome. Hey, Ian, I'm sorry. I want to just tell because we shared the feedback forum. I really appreciate same way the Swap John, Bubbles, Elon, and I believe JV Inclusive, and a few more people. Hey, Dima, Dima, mute yourself, please. Dimitri. Okay. And then a lot more people. And with the Ryan, we had a phone call, and Ian had a phone call. So I want to just mention those people. Ian didn't mean anything to add. Those feedbacks are considered, and we are moving forward at implementing most of it. And don't get us wrong, it's not company is not separating. It is just the two brands under one company, like iPhone, iPad style. It is just it's a two has a different messaging that needs to be separated. Positions. We were talking about the positions. Yeah. Absolutely. Yep. Thank you very much, Ian. Appreciate it. Thanks for the value and the explanation. I'll move forward for the time's sake about the next issues or the next things. Route ducks. One of the thanks for bringing that one up, and it's our. Let's say we could have been on the lookout and see those things. They mentioned they have reached out. We didn't know until community shared it with us that we are listed there. It is listed because of the unverified contracts. I will make sure those DEX contracts are verified, and then it's just a missing so much work. We didn't end up, we missed that point. It's our bad. I already reached out to them and communicating with them, and today immediately all the DEX contracts will be verified. Dimitri, let's make sure that's done today and communicated to community, and then after we done it, we can reach out back to them again. I just tried to reach out, but I wasn't successful. I'm trying other contacts to get to hold of the admin or the owner of that rug ducks in order to send them proof that we are verified and everything else there. And also farming, they are mentioning it as our farming being a master chef agreement. It is not master chef agreement, and it is simple Uniswap's farming option, reward option that Uniswap had. That's what we are using. It's much more simpler and less complex. I would say less complex, and I didn't want too much complexity, because more complex you get, more vulnerabilities you create. Simple things, it has the easier way of the control. Of course, it doesn't have many features when you choose the simple angle, but it is much more secure. We will communicate everything. We'll take care of it immediately. Since yesterday we started communicating with them. Swap ID roadmap will be publicly available soon, alongside of the different strategies and the 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and 6 months different things what we are going to do. Swap ID is we are reiterating and doing testings, everything else in order when we release it. I can tell you time and date when we release it. Just because guys, I mean, we promised a lot of dates, we missed it, so I'm not going to promise you another date until we are 100% sure it's ready for you to use without any disruption. Marketplace roadmap, and it will be starting, initial projects to be published there soon, but the full roadmap will be published as well on the support page and through those pages or the links we were discussing. Swapp decentralized exchange, this exchange, CryptoSwap, we will be putting more guidance, more on the white paper and the light paper or other guiding documentation on there before we release any feature. Again, going forward, everything will be more strategic, and the more ahead of time you will be informed what kind of features are coming, and you will see again all those within that specific product's roadmap. We decided to combine all these support documents. Currently we have those support documents, but honestly, they're all over the place because we didn't keep them more robust in one place for all products, since we are doing a restructuring, and we are taking care of that one as well. Joe is working on it personally, and Joe will be we will be informing everybody soon with the robust documentation, and addition to this, we will have some videos about the white paper, not only just the wording. We'll publish those series as well. Here we have these first, second pool issues. There are a few things we need to discuss on that part. We are going to announce and update the community. There are some people we see within those pools have only few people have large holdings, and then most of the people have small amounts. Small amounts means a small earnings claiming and assuming the gas fee on the Ethereum network. I mean, it's crazy. And so there's ways of the calculations that it's much more deeper explanation than just this, and therefore we will announce it to explain it on the upcoming blog posts, probably by end of the week. Specifically why this, what's happening, what we can do to make it more beneficial for everybody, not just whoever has the largest portion in that pool as well. From the just being as a person understanding the fees on the Ethereum. One of the things we did change there, as you already know, we decreased the rewards, being on the more transparent side, and we discussed it before as well, because at the beginning, very first time when we opened those pools, we thought if we put tons of reward tokens there, more people will come. We will collect their $800 million, $200 million volume, and it will make sense. That kind of amount to give much more will end up being a 50%, right? And from that standpoint, or 20%, which is for the USDC pool or the BTC pool, it's amazing return. You can't find any place else. Even that after decreasing those, we are still number one on the stable coins all over the ecosystems. However, we decided it's much more smart way and better way to use those tokens. Not all of it, decrease the amount, which is, I believe, 89 million. I can get you back with the exact number. 2 months ago, when we decreased it, we should have done blog post or the inform. We did, again, same mistake. And same amounts we were thinking, and we decided to move it to the Chronos, farming and other things more long term. Because when you will see now farming about the camels, we will get to that one, discuss it, how it impacts the price, and why everything, the high interest farming only for that project is coming out on the, after they accomplish 3 months after that one, on the third month, it will be coming. And that has a lot of impact on the price. Now let's talk about, we did a lot of mistakes. Yes, we agree with that one. We want to learn from our mistakes and take into consideration everything you guys saying, all the feedbacks, everything. However, we did some good things. We have some accomplishments, the reasons why we got so crazy, busy, and didn't have time or neglected, let's put it that way, communication to the community. For example, Swapp since August, one of the first thing we did in the history, first time ever horse was sold, in cryptocurrency. That's the Swapp put it in the history. As a result of that one, a lot more partnerships came out, which we didn't announce, and we are going to announce after everything is signed on the paper. I don't want to announce something that is not signed until end, but the discussions are about to finalize. Another event with this celebrity soccer charity event that in Miami, we ended up having much better exposure to the celebrities, to the press, to every place else. But we did very bad job on the marketing part, because basically, yes, we got a lot of attention from the creators, from different celebrities to come and discuss with us, want to work with us, and exclusively. Every contract we are going to present you later, and whichever is signed and whichever is about to sign, all of them at least has exclusivity 6 months. And these terms, they are most people agreeing, that kind of names, just because of the technology, that's just because of as a result of the presentation during the charity event. We did as a result of it, of that event, we have 4 contracts already signed, will be announced. We can't announce because the big names, they need to approve those PR articles, blog posts, their publicists, and therefore without that approval, I cannot neither tell name nor publish that one, but it will be coming soon. Within the 2 weeks. And then onboarding celebrity NFT drops. We have multiple of them on the NFT side, multiple drops. How it's effective, these celebrity drops for the company as accomplishment, company makes at least 20% of the drop just as a revenue. And that revenue gets spent back to now company becomes a revenue generating. Not only from the fees charging you, but now from the real sales, from royalties, from different things, company starts generating to see the benefit and the results of its own technology. And then swap protocols, fastest growing, listed on crypto.com. We have different, as a result, one of the mistakes we did on the communication with our partners, even we didn't discuss with them in details what we are going to announce as a partnership with the crypto.com, but we are right now on the same page. More about soon, on the coming 2 weeks, I would say by 15th of January, you will see PR article pushed by both parties surrounding around the conversation, how Swapp will be benefiting Kronos chain, what kind of products and what kind of features it will be bringing. And then Swapp DEX on the page to be the top of Kronos. Those are the articles came just about us. Another big thing is the Antara movie. That's the Antara movie, just not because of that drop, just because how much innovation Swapp protocol as a company, technology did, that this big of a Hollywood movie, $50 million, it's not small, relied his basically risked to, they took the risk to first time to create this movie using our technology and then using NFTs. They were using NFTs, they could do it, just a simple crowdfunding, but they're using our technology now. They can de-risk it. And how it affects, let's say it's great for any industry, can be applied, or any NFT collection can become a liquid using this technology, but how it benefits farming part of the swap. When they farm the NFT collection, basically they come, they put it in the vault, and from that vault they are taking, after they put on the vault, they pair the received tokens, their portion of their supply, on their hand, and they have to pair it with the swap tokens in order to be liquid and the farm. Now, where they're going to get the swap tokens? That is the impact of how, imagine every collection going forward after this Antara. Even Antara itself, every collection coming and pairing those with the swap tokens. That is the main benefit in the community-wise to the token, direct impact on that one. And when you go to the place that making history on the movie industry, that can be same technology applied every other legacy industry, I think that is I would easily count it as accomplishment that the technology that we and our team created, thanks to patience of our community. We neglected a lot of things, but those are the things that is the future. That is the why, swap is swap, and swap is going to be successful. But we are not going to be able to do it without you guys, without our investors, our community. So I'm going to give the stage to Ryan. Ryan, you here? I can't hear you. I think your microphone. Do you guys hear Ryan, or it's just me? Okay, now your microphone came and unmuted. Can you say something, Ryan? Ryan, if you want connect and do you want him to change the status to audience and back to the stage? If he came in, just perfect. Good. Ryan, now can you, as a representative of community, I would like you to take explain about this AMA question channel, what we created and discussed with you, and we put it. Thank you guys, by the way, everybody, whoever added those questions there. We will now address those questions. Ryan will be moderating it, and he will ask questions, team members one by one, whoever can answer, and whoever is responsible that area, he will be responding to those questions. Ryan, go ahead, please. Yeah, Ryan, you can imagine, I mean, exactly that topic we were discussing yesterday with the Ian. Ian can chime in on that one, how we were planning, wanted to, we were discussing that needs to be first, to go to the community. Yes, we are going to first inform community, or the strategies behind it is included. Ian, can you please chime in? You're more. Okay, it's a great question, and the reasons we were discussing and talking as a current reasons, I can tell not Camel project itself, but the technology that will be enabling this movie project. As soon as this is done, this is released, it can be, it will be applied to any other industry possible. Just imagine impact of that technology, like every platform, every collection, NFT collection becoming liquid, and the impact of that one on the swap and the farming standpoint as an exchange, or more details will be released. That's one of the reasons I think I would consider as why investors should consider this one, a long-term potential of this project. And then currently one of the short-term ones which will be announced for already signed contracts. And if I am not mistaken, Dimitri, correct me if I'm wrong, there's on the pipeline that we either on the last stage of conversation or I signed and sent. We didn't receive yet the fully signed and the document, therefore we don't list them as a part of 4. There's additional more than 10 projects, more than 10 partnership contracts. It includes NFT drops, collaborations, and as well as the partnerships between companies. And then another thing is why current investors should stay. I think one of the big changes, us realizing what we are doing wrong, and not just as before talking about it, it's just really taking action, making restructuring all of within the team and the processes, and going forward, bringing seriousness of the thing can be assigned from the hiring consultants or the bringing much more people who knows it better than us to help us to get to the better place. That shows that we are really interested in the adding much more value on these things. On the new coming investors, what I would go and tell, I was going to tell Ian to describe it, but he might be coming back. Okay, do you hear me, guys? My earpods died just switching to the back to computer. On the short term, 1 month, we already started working before, next 3-4 weeks. Do you hear me?
Yeah, it's better now.
Yeah, next 3-4 weeks, we will be putting out all these things, restructuring, FAQ, and everything else.
Yeah, you're cutting out again, man.
Yeah, I know. My earphones died. Dimitri, can you chime in on this rest of the conversation? I'm trying to.
Okay, were we discussing the 3 reasons why the current or why new investors should stay?
Yes.
The new investor.
New ones.
Exactly. What?
Yeah, so there's several reasons why the new investors should stay, and one and most importantly, we did, as we mentioned, an internal restructuring, and we've organized the organization in a way that we have proper processes in place, so that one, we're communicating with the community consistently on what is going on, and we're getting feedback on the things that we're doing. So it's not just going to be a one-sided conversation where we say, okay, well, here's what we're implementing. What do you know? And go. We're trying to be a lot more transparent, and we're trying to make the community a lot more involved. We want to hear your guys' feedback. If we do have any additional product ideas or something in the roadmap, then we want to hear your guys' feedback so we can adjust it accordingly if it needs to be, because more brain power is better than less brain power, and we realize that. And right now we've been under-resourced from a community perspective, so we want to get the community more involved, and we really appreciate Ryan Luis for reaching out and wanting to be involved more. And and helping us get all of the get all the documents in place, get FAQ section completed, and just getting the swap syndicate or organizing the swap syndicate so that they're fully informed on what's going on. So we really appreciate that, and we want to make sure that anything that you need from us, Ryan, we're providing you that information, because there's going to be a lot of work ahead in the next 2-3 months. And we want to do whatever we can to make sure that you guys are getting the proper information from the company. The other thing is, Terrell mentioned this earlier, but the Camel project is really important. Not only because it's a revolutionary technology. I mean, this is already gone mainstream news. And the next things that are going to happen after this, if this fully has a successful launch and they're able to raise the amounts that they're talking about, this is going to be one of the biggest NFT sales in history. This is already making history, the fact that they're doing it, but once that successfully sells out, this is going to be one of the biggest drops in history, and then we can essentially replicate this technology across many different industries, and we can partner up with many different companies in different industries to raise money this same way. So, we haven't really emphasized how important this is, but there's also a lot of different things happening because of how big this event is. There's a lot of different AMAs, and there's a lot of different opportunities to go out and get our name out there. So one thing we haven't been doing correctly is we haven't been getting enough outreach to get more eyeballs on the project. And, this right now is giving us the opportunity to really go mainstream, to be in those AMAs on Clubhouse, on Twitter, on Discords, and interacting with different community members so that they really know what we're doing. We're trying to power other companies with our technology. And this is only kind of like the first step of us really going mainstream, I believe.
And Ian will be able to be involved. We can hang our hat and know moving forward that is going to be the flow chart, right?
Hi, Ryan. How you doing? It's John here. Can you hear me?
Doing good, brother. Yeah, you sound good. You're clear.
Oh, fantastic. Just to build on what you just said, because it's very important, and we all did write down sort of what you asked, the three things that you could tell an individual who is not part of the community yet, or even people who are part of the community, why they will continue to invest in the company. And you touched on the most important, in my point, is the comps. So comparing us to crypto companies, as you said, you don't put down other companies, but simply comparing market caps on top of actual holders, right? You look at the market cap of their company, and are they just a DeFi project? Do they have any utility whatsoever? Are they just simply a meme coin? What blockchain are they on? Who is their actual company as well? So when you do your tokenomics and you go look at a company who none of the individuals are doxed, that to me may be a red flag that you don't know who they are. You can't reach out to them. And our core team is a very, very impressive bunch of individuals. So when you get new investors in a group and you want to get one of us on the call, or multiple people from the core team on the call, we will be happy to jump on that call and explain to you who we are and why you should invest in us, and most importantly, why you should trust us. And then, as everyone keeps reiterating, in all seriousness, marketing was essentially all we were missing. And that is being addressed time and time again on this call and will be fixed going forward. I'm very excited, as I think most of the community, and I know the entire team is, and we cannot wait for the coming months to see where this goes.
Yeah, thank you so much, man. That's exciting, and I know the community's happy to hear all this, and this is good moving forward. So, great point on that, and I couldn't agree more that talking about market cap and all those things, those are really powerful when people really hear and see the potential. So, next on the discussions, I want to start getting into the weeds a little bit. We had some really pinpointed questions for you guys, and something that came up was to move into talking about the bridge a little bit. There's been some discussion that, hey, we know the bridge fee's high. Can you guys talk on what you know that we've been asking about and what is being implemented, and is there a timeline on, okay, this is going to happen or this can't happen, or why?
Yeah, I can comment on the bridge fees and why they're supposedly high. So whenever you are transferring from Ethereum, you're paying your own gas, but when you're transferring back to Ethereum, we have to take a certain amount of swap tokens in order to cover the gas fees. There's no way around that, and that's why when you're transferring there, it is high, and it's going to remain that high because we don't know when the spikes are, and right now we don't have a way to, we didn't build out a way in order for us to know exactly at that time what the gas fee is. We wanted to make sure that that bridge was out there and that people can transfer their tokens across chains because we thought that was vitally important to our ecosystem. So as of right now, the bridge fees are going to remain where they are. In the future, that might or might not change, but we'll definitely add that to the roadmap and as a concern from the community.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, another thing that came up, you guys, was to move a little bit into you guys already did answer a little bit about the 5% tax for all the transactions on Chronos, and you said that it's not just for farming. Somebody had replied that it's for everything on Chronos. It's been reduced to 0 for now. In the future, that tax will come back and it will be less than 5%, we were told. Can you verify that?
Yeah, that is correct. It's going to be significantly less, probably around 2%. But we'll definitely give you guys a heads up and make sure that there's disclaimers in the documentation, that it's very, very clear, and it's on the dashboard where you're trading, that there is a tax, and just to be careful when you are trading. Just please make sure that whenever you are trading or doing any kind of using any kind of DeFi protocol, just please watch some videos beforehand because there's a lot of different factors involved and you can lose money if you're not careful, such as impermanent loss, such as other factors. So just please kind of make sure to do your own research before making trades and before kind of like blaming people first, without doing your own research. Thank you.
And to build on Dimitri's point here, I think on impermanent loss specifically, when dealing with LP tokens, on V2 specifically on Uniswap, everyone needs to watch and understand what that. We would not give you a hard number, not that we don't want to, it's we are getting away from giving something that we can't guarantee. So yes, it will be less than 5%. We don't know what that number will be, and it will be as low as we possibly can do it. The fees that are being charged are not going to our pockets. They're there to create a floor price for Swap and to be put back into the system so the system actually works properly. So I want to make that very clear. It's not like we are, getting money once their fees are being transacted with.
And
appreciate it.
Those fees automatically goes to by the smart contract purchases help with Swap.
Yeah, Colonel, we can't hear anything you're saying.
Okay, I'll give up on that one.
So, okay, that's appreciated. I got one more question before I dive into a couple of specifics on the camels. But what can you guys elaborate or clue us in a little bit on what happened with Loot? They were discussed for a minute and then they just kind of disappeared and ended up on that Prodex. Someone asked, are there plans to prevent this from happening in the future? But moreover, I think everybody would just like that transparency to kind of hear what went south, what happened, why was that didn't come to fruition.
Yeah, guys, so I'm going to say exactly what happened, and this is for full transparency. We had somebody that was reaching out directly to all the tokens and had direct communication with all those tokens. And when they listed on our DEX, that communication was lost, and we stopped communicating with them, and that was our fault. I apologize. That was our fault that happened. And we also, we didn't have, we weren't pushing a lot of volume.
We're cameled up, man. There's quite a few of us that have been buying camels, and we really love the project and think it's fantastic. We want to know more about the interoperability with Swap. Are the Gen 2 Arabian camels, will those only be available through Swap? That's the first question.
Through Swap in what sense? Are you saying through the Swap NFT marketplace, or what do you mean exactly by that?
Yeah, sorry, to be clear. So when those Gen 2s come out, well, first of all, what do you know where those are going to be allowed to be picked up? Is that going to be on OpenSea? Are we going to have that ability to capture those Gen 2 camels through Swapp? And once we have them, are the staking and farming features of those camels, are those only through Swapp? And we only going to be rewarded in Swapp tokens? And how that is, how that will impact?
With questions, we still haven't finalized on what chain exactly they will be dropping. It will either be on, most likely will be on Ethereum. However, once they drop on Ethereum, it will be on our NFT marketplace as well as OpenSea, because they are an aggregator. So they take any collection that's dropping that has certain parameters, which in this case, it will have certain parameters, like certain parameters of volume. And they pull that in automatically from the blockchain, and you can trade those NFTs on OpenSea. So it will be available in both places. And the NFT farming, just to make this clear for everybody, we are doing NFT farming industry agnostic. We're not just doing it for this project specifically. Now, for this project, there's certain criteria that we're providing them that we're going to be allocating higher rewards for them than other projects. But in the end, what we want to do with this NFT farming is make NFTs liquid, make collections liquid, so that people can, buy and sell NFTs without having to, rely on a floor price. It's basically like trading NFTs on a DEX. Now, all of the different nuances of how it's going to work, we're creating several different models, but I can kind of give you a high level overview of how this NFT farming is going to work. So, for example, if I bought a camel for 1 ETH, I'm going to go into these NFT farming vaults, and I'm going to deposit that camel into this vault, and I'm going to get allocated a certain amount of ERC20 tokens. Now, the amount that I get allocated is going to work kind of probably one of two ways. Either I'm going to get allocated more ERC20 tokens based on the rarity, or I'm going to have a higher multiplier when I exit out of the farm of the ERC20 tokens. So that, let's say I have a super rare camel, I'm getting allocated 50,000 tokens. I'm going to have to pair that up with swap tokens. 1 ETH worth of swap tokens. And then from there, I don't have to put in all my camel tokens into the vault. I can put in, half of them, or I can put in a fourth of them and leave some in my wallet, whatever I want to do with them. And I'm going to pair them up. And after that, I'm going to deposit the LP tokens into the farming, and I'm going to be earning a reward. And then I can stake for either, or I can farm either for 1 month, 6 months, 3 months, 9 months. And based on that, I'm going to be getting a percentage return on that. But even if it's built on Ethereum, there's several things that we can do. Either we can provide the tokens through on Ethereum, or we can even provide the tokens on Chronos. It doesn't really matter, but we're getting feedback from the community on what would be the best approach and how we should structure this. And based on the feedback that we get and what the community wants, we'll kind of be adjusting that roadmap based on that feedback. Does that make sense, or do you guys want me to go into more details?
I think I got it for my end. I think most of us did. I have one more question, and then I think it would be awesome to let the 26 people that have hung in here to listen, let them fire off some stuff at you guys as well. But one question is, we know there's been talk about merch. We're going to have like an official merch store. And when we do, and maybe this is more of an Ian question, but you guys as a team, can we start using some of the merch and start having some more giveaways and start getting really creative and expanding on social media and, getting people some FOMO and engagement and create that excitement, giving away merch, giving away different types of things. But main question is, do we have plans for merch? Do we have a timeline? Because nobody's going to fly our colors for us. And there's a lot of us that would love to start getting a bunch of it.
Great question, Ryan. We were actually planning on doing merch a little bit earlier, like a month ago, but we've just been so occupied with other things that we never got to it. So right now we want to work closer with the community members and see if somebody can help us out with kind of doing the merch. And if you guys feel this is something that we wanted to bring up to the community and see if you guys would like to have merch, And in that case, we'll partner up with one of the community members. We're already in talks with Swapp John in order for us to have a kind of place of distribution and just some help on creating the merch, creating designs, etc. Just doing all of those all of the logistics that the Swapp team right now currently doesn't have the bandwidth to do. But yeah, I mean, we're definitely open to doing that, and we will do that moving forward if that's what the community wants.
Ryan, I apologize, but Ian had to jump off the call. There was a very important call he needed to be on. So he is the one who will address this in more detail. But just off the top of your head, are there specific items, a sweatshirt, a hat, a water bottle, just something that you think is more important to have now in the forefront, so I can relay that to Ian after his call shortly, and then we can get on there and he can address it to the community after?
Sure, and I'd let community say too. But for me, I hoodies, hats, t-shirts, we should all be flying colors that way. Every time we go somewhere, ask me about this. Or some of the taglines are, and I'm paraphrasing, but why are you letting someone sell your data when you can make money off of it? Things like that it engage people. If I'm walking around with that, and somebody goes, "What the hell does that mean? How am I going to get paid?" Opens up conversations for us, and we could be doing this ground level when we're out at the bar or a restaurant, walking around the mall, that kind of stuff. People will ask.
So we've been discussing internally adding different QR codes to the merch as well that will direct the people to different things. So if you are at a bar, you had too many beers, scan your arm and it'll take you a video explaining this. Take this, we'll take you a video doing this. Do this, we'll give you my wallet. Whatever you can do to a few jokes in there, a few serious things, but this is the type of thing we want to discuss with the community. If they have good ideas, 10 heads, 1,000 heads is better than one. But we definitely want to include QR codes on the merch in order to take people to different places, so it's self-explanatory.
Yeah, that's killer. Okay, well, cool then. I think at this point, I've rallied through everything that everybody had. A lot of the stuff was already answered, and I'm watching right now. So we got a guy helping in the back that's filling in the answers on this FAQ, and we'll make sure that we get that to you guys if you want to put in more details or, kind of clean it up or edit it and make it clearer. You guys will have that. We'll try and get that out to the community ASAP. And now I'd say let's hear from the community.
Before we hear from the community, I just want to reiterate, it is 12:30 on a Tuesday afternoon, so there will be a lot of people who are hearing this later tonight on recording. If those people have specific questions, we will have a place where anyone can go, ask those questions specifically about this AMA and get timely answers. So I just want to make that clear before the community, and now we'll open it to the community.
Yeah, so either we could do this via AMA questions and answers, or we could invite people up. So I think, what do you guys think? You want to invite people up?
If you guys got the time, let's try and bring up a half dozen or so if you guys got the time, and let's hear what everybody's asking. The ones that raise their hands are going to have the most important questions likely.
Okay, so first, we'll invite up please.
Adam, I see Michael has his hand raised if you wanted to see if he can get up here.
No, I just invited up Hydinson.
Oh, perfect.
Can you unmute?
Just a second. Let me set this up.
Awesome. Okay. Okay. Well, in the meantime, maybe we'll bring up Michael.
Hey, please share.
Go ahead, Michael.
Can you hear me?
They're called
Yep.
All right, cool. Yeah, so I was just kind of thinking about everything, and I know you guys were talking, like the key theme of today's meeting was kind of like transparency, right? And I think just for the benefit of the community and to promote, Swapp over Instagram or Twitter or what have you, I think it's easiest if we just focus on 2 or 3 things at a time, get those things done, and then you can focus on promoting other stuff, right? Because otherwise, kind of like the theme of today was like things kind of getting washed out in the noise. And then if there's no follow-up, then people a better organizational chart and kind of a better timeline without specific dates. But I think that's one aspect that falls short of transparency. I was just talking with a few people recently, and I kind of brought up the fact that, despite Swapp making a lot of progress over the last 2-3 months, well, look at our token price, right? Look at what's the reflection in the token price. I know you guys say the token price in the short term doesn't matter, but to investors and the community, it does, right? So in that aspect, it's important. And I think the key driver of that is the lack of transparency. So I guess in addition to focusing on 2 or 3 things, your guys' thoughts on that, what are some other concrete steps to increasing that transparency and making sure this kind of situation doesn't happen again in 2022?
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. In terms of what investors care about, we agree with you. Transparency has been one issue, but again, I believe the biggest issue has been marketing. From my perspective, when you say 2 things, what are you specifically referring to? Give me an example of just 2 random things that you would want us to focus on.
I don't know. So one, I know there was talks about the Camels. That could be one, right? So this is a concrete timeline of what's happening in the Camels. This is the stage we're at now. This is what we're working on. This is what we've done, and this is what we want to have completed by the time we're done with this project, right? After that's done, then you say, okay, this is the progress on the app, and then okay, this is the progress on adding more tokens to the DEX or what have you, right? So just so you have instead of saying we're doing 20 things and kind of intermittently putting out news releases on each, I think it's better just to put out 2 or 3 solid things, get those things done, and then discuss other aspects of Swapp.
Absolutely. So I think that's what Ian is implementing. We'll wait to see what his grand plan is, and I think that's a terrific idea. One of the things that we are consciously making an effort to continue to do is our core business. Make sure that everything that we are doing is positively affecting our core business, which is data, right? So, for instance, the NFT platform has direct impact positively to our data platform. So, as you're saying, things you have to piggyback off one from the other. So it can't be just, I don't think, and I'll listen to the community and we'll talk about it with the team, but you can't just sort of neglect everything else we're doing because it's
Okay. Absolutely. My headphones are charged. I think. Do you guys hear me? Perfect. Arjun, amazing point. Yes, that is the one of the reasons why we saw dilution of the brand and we are losing the real point. What is this Swapp mission and the vision is, right? Swapp mission and vision stays the same. Data monetization, bringing back the power to the user on control of their data. Either it is monetization or the privacy standpoint. However, coming to the point that this is the ID, digital ID, and you monetize your data, and ID systems gets built on using with the help of the NFT technology, not NFTs, NFT technology, logic, and everything else for tracking and identifying the things. However, these let's say NFT marketplace, why did we open it? Why did we put it there? IDs are going forward are KYC, right? Besides the data monetization and everything else, IDs getting used, let's say currently GameFi industry. GameFi having a huge problem on the regulatory standpoint. If you play to earn model you have to make your obligation as a platform is you need to get your users KYC'd because you are paying them money. And I never seen enough gamers will go through for every game they will go through KYC. This is one of the best moments and the chances what we have that ID first for data purposes and second can be used as an ID real on the market. We are in discussion with the different games, other platforms. Gamers can use it because one time you KYC it here, when you're connecting your ID, basically your wallets, any of them to the game platform, you can on our ID, you can create your pseudo profile, right? And when as a MetaMask, anonymously, you can connect there, pass any information that you think is right, even pseudo profiles, false profiles, you can gamer profile, you can create and pass only that information, but that platform only thing cares about is this person KYC'd or not? Am I in line with the regulation or not? That way, not every time every gamer needs to go through the KYC, but at the same time, it gives a comfort for the gamer and peace of mind for the game protocol. Besides, not only that part, gamer will be able to selling and renting his NFT-based assets, and then that's another revenue source gets opening there on the commissions, on everything else. And addition to that one, that's why Swap NFT marketplace is in the play. And we are not going to list every NFT collection. It needs to be either exclusive art, exclusive collection, or game asset. These are the two segments we are going after for. And additionally, coming to the point, data side, user joins to that platform, plays a game. Now, there's a user behavior analysis. That kind of market data is very valuable for that gaming platform. They will end up at the end utilizing it. That's one of the motivations why they should use it, utilizing for the making better product for their own users. But at the same time, user will have a control over what exactly he's passing, and they will never be able to identify that user if user doesn't want to it, right? This is one of the reasons why NFT marketplace comes to play. But coming back to your point, yes, we made a lot of mistakes on using one account from the social media interaction, and we never separated those two brands, like core of the product which provides a technology for different legacy industries to be disrupted. Addition to that one, digital ID, protecting rights, it is still our core, and it will never change. However, what needs to change is how we are positioning each product separately. And that is what is the Ian's and his team's job is going to be, to assign, to make every process proper way, so everybody in the team, within the team, knows what kind of things matters for Swapp. If there is no impact on the core Swapp mission, that project will not be taken. And then until now, we never took it. And it goes forward at one way or another way. It has an impact to the core, to the value, and to data side for the user's privacy, or something that is within our mission and the vision. Did that answer? Yeah, thank you. It is already out. I just sent. If you go to the leaderboard and type on the certic.org leaderboard, if you type there Swap protocol, you will see all public sentiment, everything else. It's already out. Again, it's our. I will be, mistake. Let me be honest. I'm not gonna control. It's our fuck up. So not to communicate it to you, guys. So. Yeah. I really understand the community, and I would somehow agree with you and not agree, because even if you have a gold you're keeping in your garage, nobody will know it, the usefulness, how much benefit it can bring. We need to do really better job on the communicating, at least being able proper way describing our product and what we have, what we really have, and where the things we are doing shouldn't be sitting in the box, right? It should be communicated out. It should be proper way. I agree. Thanks for your support. I really appreciate it. But we need to, it's better to call the things with their names, that we can work on it and improve on it. Next, thank you very much. Thank you. Next. Who we have on the next question? Swap John. I think yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, go ahead. Good, thank you. Yeah, great question, Swap. John, and I absolutely agree with you from that standpoint. And yeah, being a first, if you don't do, you just get being a first on the market and not do anything further and try to, try to get comfortable. And being a first is important, but there are a lot more important things on addition to that one in order to be successful rather than to be the perfectionist and coming later. That's my point of view. But the SWOT analysis, yes, we are conducting all those things. All is the part of the agreement, part of the job. That's the why Ian came in. We will elaborate on that one in more details, and all those will be shared. Whatever the findings, whatever the things are getting done continuously. But being a first, if you are, you don't have an exposure, you don't get this much press, and if you, every time the first things we are doing our best at the same time, just from the business logic, to make sure the world knows about it, right? Knows about it, and therefore we are the first, we are bringing it out. But at the same time, we need to have a different process in place. As you mentioned, it's not just being a first, how we are going to push it further. How we are going, what is our strategy pushing it further? All that strategy will be shared with you. We do have strategy in plan, and we have multiple companies or the partners already looking for the process. That's how this will work with this, for example, movie. And based on the results of that movie, and we have, as soon as it is finalized, is finished, and then successfully conducted, model is proven in the real life. After that one, there are other parties that will be coming in. Those parts also, we ensured that we communicated to those key players that if it is successful, we have a deal. And those are things we are working on, but yes, we are not communicating this kind of things, more internal strategic things that we are talking to partners, finding those who can be key players, who we can leverage with their names, with their help, with their industry knowledge to take it to the next level. Those are getting done on the back end. However, yes, we are doing a bad job on the communicating that one. Going forward, we will make sure that it is at least as much as possible within the terms of the contracts, it is communicated out to the community as well. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, and thanks for reminding that question. My earphones weren't working. That's a good point. I want to add on that one. That is the proof to that one. How we are going to change it. As if you remember, guys, Ian was talking about the procedures Amazon way. If you are familiar with that 6-page, that talks about when you present the project, you want to do anything new, you have to go through pros and cons, and have to prove, as a person who's bringing it, the idea, have to prove that this has direct benefit. If it doesn't pass those pages in written format, in that case, that's not going to be discussed. Yes, we were handling a lot of million different things and trying to make it on time, missing deadlines. Yes, going forward, all those are changing. We will be about the transparency and the progress bar. Yes, you will be seeing on the roadmap we said we are going to share. You will see, let's say, as of the things, as technology allows us direct communication within the while team is working and completing the tasks. it to be shown on that roadmap. Hey, there was 100 tasks. Out of 100 tasks, 90 of them or the 57 of them completed in the process are this many. Maybe we're not going to show exact details of those, but there will be some things related to that progress within the roadmap or there's a Gantt chart or something like it. Did the answer? Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks for the input. Thank you. By the way, thank you very much for very detailed feedback. All of them are considered. I appreciate it. I really love the points you made there. Thank you. Now we got Israel has questions. Hi, Israel. Everything is good. How about you? Everything is good? Thank you. I appreciate it. Yes, they will be included in the roadmap since the reasons, we have handled a lot of projects. We didn't pay attention that much to getting, didn't have a bandwidth to handling all those things, to getting the listing there. Another major reason was lately when we even submitted the applications, the further to take the communication was if we are not going forward spend time on something that we don't have clear marketing plan to initiate, because we did one listing and it didn't have any effect and the marketing plan and the strategy wasn't correct. We will have proper marketing plan and get those major exchanges to list, and the time of those will be adjusted from the current roadmap. But yes, they are on the roadmap definitely because they have the big impact on the volume and everything else. However, it will be adjusted on the coming roadmaps. You will see in different quarters when each of them will be coming. It is delaying and pushing it out. One of the main reasons is that we need to do it properly in order to have a best effect out of it for community, for investors, and for the project. Yeah, we are here. What do you mean? You mean about the decentralized exchange or our own centralized exchange? I believe we did not talk about it for the near future, anything related to that. Yeah. Yeah, it was about DEX most probably because that's the exchange what we were referring to. On other chains, you mean? On other chains, staking currently we concentrate on because of the bandwidth on the farming side, and that's where the people are staking those tokens are getting basically they are not trading it while they are not staking farming, providing LP. That's more impactful for the price and as well as the volume. However, in the coming months, we will add for the Binance chain or other chains, not just the staking as we have now. It will be different models, but until they are ready to be presented to you guys, I wouldn't want to make any promises on that one. Mm-hmm. What, I didn't understand first part of the question. About what? You. Okay. Oh, debit credit banks. I mean, those are the things we are working on. That's going to be released on the. We are working on the releasing more bigger update related not only that one about blockchain, about different things we are doing, governance, DAO structure, and then let's keep it to that one. I will give you update, promise, in the coming next quarter. Thank you, I appreciate it. Thanks. I think, and all other questions we can add again to the AMA question section, question and answers, and we will try to be on the within the community and respond to those questions. Our plan is for now once a week, or if we do the best and with the time constraints, we will try to do it twice a week at the beginning, at least first 4 weeks to get this speed up. AMAs with the community. Does that sound good, Ryan? I mean, what do you think, Ryan? Ryan Lush? I think he's. Yeah, every question will be answered, and as a result of this call and all those questions on the AMA question answer section will be commented and answered as a result as we answered in this AMA. So more people when come to those to that channel specifically, they can go in and read the questions and get their answers as a like centralized place of the bank of questions and answers within the community. Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, let's get it going. I think there's two people wants to ask question. Hi Chen, you already asked question. If you don't mind, put the question there. Unless I don't know. Just let's listen Ahmed first. That's a great idea. Yes, Ahmed. It is part of blockchain that we are building, that project. And let me get back on those, elaborate as I answered on the previous question to Israel. And I would love to keep it to that big reveal when we are going to, create all that section and explain everybody. But is that okay? We keep it to the next time because I don't want to ruin the marketing strategy around it of that blockchain. Mm-hmm. Another thing I want to add there, it is part of the restructuring, everything leads to that reveal. And another thing is, don't worry about this, this price of this token or this investor to be impacted. All of them are considered within that plan. So when you will read the all big reveal information, everybody, you will see that, how it's impacting. And there's the only thing is, last thing I would want to do, the impact, not to take care of my first supporters and to go to the different direction or something. And then it's bringing VCs doesn't mean any centralization. Still, decentralization is the first priority, and still privacy, data rights is first priority. But when you're building a blockchain, it needs to have a proper governance. That's as much as I can say as of now. Does that make sense? Thank you. And Hachin, let's get that last question and then we end it because we need to get on the other calls with the partners, or most of them are cancelled. What are the points or Okay. Sounds good. Institutional support, what moves we are making? We're already in the discussion every day. Basically, one of my most time of my time taken, not only strategy, but at the same time, discussion, interviews, and the conversations, meetings with these VCs, private equities, or the accredited investors. Not only just any of them, but the ones strategically makes sense, therefore it takes longer time. It is steps already taken, and again, we didn't communicate it for certain reasons if especially relates to this, just because of again, I want to keep it to the in and the strategy behind that reveal that will impact whole protocol globally. Okay, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Again, thank you for understanding. I really appreciate it. Thank you for unconditional support. We are doing something. We are breaking things. We are moving forward, growing, and adding more value and the new projects. And in the process, it's called a growing pain. We're breaking things, and that's a good thing. That's a really good thing. As an investor, I really want to see any company I invest, they are growing and they are breaking things, they are making mistakes. So we are in the same process, we are doing those mistakes, and then only thing is we need your support. We understand not only just talking within the community, and we want to make it ourselves as much as possible accessible. At the same time, transparency should be the core of this project, and that's the way we are driving this. But in the process, you fix something, another thing breaks, and because it's new, it's not replica of any other project. It's not just we are copying, pasting, and duplicating, and every other project, most of them, as soon as first one comes, then others are copy paste. In that case, I shouldn't be having any issues because first one already went through that. And therefore, thank you for understanding. Hopefully we will we'll get back to the road of the continuous progressive development, and keeping you in the loop, making it truly decentralized DAO. And until then, we'll go through this one together, whoever believes the vision, right? Thank you very much for your patience. And this recording of this call it's a 2-hour, 1-minute call, will be posted out there. Thank you very much, everyone. Appreciate it. Thanks.